piece is crucial, I think.
Okay, so should I flip it? What do you think?
Oh, hello.
Oh, we have an audience.
Oh my
Whoops.
God, we were just working on something highly technical.
And very secretive.
Take too long to explain, I think.
Top secret stuff.
You were telling me that thing goes in here?
Did I say that?
I don't know.
Whoops.
Maybe. Hi, we're AM and Nicki. This
I'm
is
Nicki.
I'm AM.
Welcome back to season 2 of our show. We've changed the name a little bit. So if you watched season 1, it was Live with AM and Nicki. Now it's Build with AM and Nicki.
Who changed the name? Did you change the name?
I didn't change the name. Did you change? Like, are you sure?
I didn't know. I don't know.
Someone just randomly sent me an email said the name has been changed.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't know how it happened.
So what are we going to do on Build with AM and Nicki?
Well, conveniently, we are going to build a startup.
Conveniently.
Conveniently.
Huh? Okay. Interesting. So we are building this season. We built
We are
last
going to build
season
something.
too.
We're going to build something live this time. Instead of just walking you through a tutorial, we're going to come up with an idea today on stream, architect it out on AWS, and build it live for the remainder of the season.
Yeah, so we're not actually building today necessarily, are we? We're not going to do any
No,
coding.
today we got to do what you would do if you came up with a startup idea. We got to do all the things that are necessary in the beginning.
There's
Scope
a lot
it
of
out.
things. And why are you suited to do this? I know why I am.
I don't know if I'm suited to do
Oh,
this. Okay,
I'm
but
not
on a
either.
serious note, I am a previous founder of a startup. It was called Beta Gig. It was funded with venture capital funding, and now I'm here, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But I've done this before, so I've been through every part of the process, at least of an early stage startup. So I think I'm suited to tell you how to do it.
I worked at a startup a long time ago.
That doesn't count.
Oh, okay. I didn't think it did.
Just so we're clear.
Good.
Read the shirt.
Hey, I'm not questioning your authority here. I never would.
So if you are trying to build a startup, thinking about building a startup, you just got funding for something and you have no idea where to start, this is the show to watch.
And surprisingly, we're going to build it all on AWS, right?
Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
Yeah.
I never could have guessed that to save my life. But yeah, we are going to build it on AWS.
Right. And we're both evangelists here for AWS, so you probably hear a lot about AWS services.
I just got told that we've been given AWS credits.
Oh.
So now we could just build it. We're ready to go.
Wonderful. Okay.
We're getting a certain amount per year. Don't spend it all in one place.
Okay. So
Just tell you.
why are we live streaming?
Why are we live streaming?
Yeah, because we want people to communicate with us as we build this, right?
This is a very interactive show. If you're not interacting with us, like, we're just going to be talking to ourselves, and we can do that. Don't believe me, we can go for a whole few hours. But we want you to interact with us and tell us what you want to see every step of the way, and that's why we're building this live.
Right, and Nicki, today you'll be monitoring the chat, I believe.
I will be monitoring the chat. I am watching. If you are asking a question or giving us a feature idea for our startup idea, which we'll get to in a little bit, I will be watching for questions, comments, concerns, insults specifically to AM. Be watching for all of the above.
It's hurtful. It's already starting off very hostile.
Whoops. Sorry, did I say that out loud?
I think you're looking at the wrong chat stream, by the way.
Oh, right. Here we go.
Yikes. Wow.
Let's see. Hello, Rohit Cricket. Hello, everybody. In the chat stream, looks like we have several people already in there. So don't forget, this is a very interactive show. We want to know what you want to see for every moment that we are talking.
And what about for following along as we build this startup out over the next, probably month and a half, 2 months, whatever it comes down to? How would I, as a viewer, follow
That's
along?
a great question. Well, we don't have a GitHub yet because we haven't created a GitHub repo yet.
Nope.
Because we haven't come up with a startup idea yet. One step at a time.
Right.
But we will create a GitHub repo that will be posted in the chat in addition to a Trello board, which we'll be using as our board for creating user stories and tasks that we'll be completing on stream.
Okay, cool. So this is another shocker. What role are you going to take on for this startup?
I don't know. I'm not quite sure what role I should be.
If only
Does
there were a
anybody
set
else
of letters.
know what role I should take on for this startup?
Maybe on your shirt. Maybe a
Oh.
set of letters on your shirt.
Whoa! I'm
Oh,
wearing
wow.
the right shirt today. I
So-
guess I'm gonna be CEO.
Let's see. Nicki's qualified to be CEO because she wore a shirt, right?
Duh.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I didn't wear a CEO
You screwed
shirt.
up.
Yeah, I wore my propaganda shirt. So.
My fiance did my laundry, so it was appropriate.
Shout out Justin for doing
Shout
the
out
laundry.
to Justin. Thank you for washing this shirt.
All right, as the CEO, then what's my job?
I think you should be CTO as my natural partner.
All
in
right,
this.
great. I'll humbly accept
You know what this means?
CTO.
This means that he will be looking for some senior leadership from all of you. What do you have to do in order to be a part of the CTO of our startup senior leadership?
You should follow us on Twitter, I think.
Okay, was one requirement.
Follow us on GitHub, maybe. Yeah.
Cool. Second
We
requirement.
both have GitHubs that we
do.
use, yeah.
What's the third requirement?
Watch the show.
How about come up with one of the features?
Oh, yeah, suggest a feature. So we've kind of got mapped out in our minds already an idea for a startup. And
He's got some really cool underlying tech that I created an idea off of.
yeah, I made a huge breakthrough in technology, actually. Do you want to talk about that now? As CTO.
I really want to hear this breakthrough in technology.
As CTO, I'm driving forward the technological advancements of this company, clearly, right? CEO,
Obviously.
you're like more the business.
Except for you wore the wrong shirt. But besides that.
I think this CTO shirt right here, personally.
Yeah, let's see what the audience thinks.
So my huge breakthrough in technology, it's one of the most secure ways to share data, actually. Do you want to know more about it?
I'm dying to hear that you've created the most secure thing ever. Like, what is this? How do I get it?
So, have you ever heard of Null?
Of course I've heard of Null.
Okay, explain to those who haven't. What is
like
Null?
The black hole of a Unix machine. Like, you send something there and swear to God your computer will delete it.
Right, it ceases to exist.
It's gone.
You see it on it's a file path on Unix machines. It's a device, right? That's what the dev stands for.
Yeah.
But Null is where you just send bytes to never exist anymore, right?
The black hole of a Unix machine.
I like it. So I've come up with Null as a service. It's my new SaaS.
So how does this work exactly? I send you stuff and you delete it for me.
Anything you send me, I delete right away.
So as long as my machine remains secure, nobody can get to that data anymore.
Let's not talk about the local machine.
Okay, so let's not get into specifics.
Yeah, you're getting bogged down in the weeds of the tech, I think.
Just try to make sure I understand what's happening here.
But Null is a service. You send me data, I just delete it. It's just gone.
Just automatically for me. I don't have to
Just
worry
gone.
about it anymore.
Completely.
I no cares in the world. Like, if you are, working in security, you send it to him and
Gone. And
problem solved.
What's great about it, too, is it's serverless. So it's like a, what do you call it? It is a Lambda that just deletes everything, right? So Null as a service.
Great.
It's the underlying piece of tech that
Did you build this already?
No, not yet. Not
but
yet.
this is
a theorized
this
idea.
Is an idea.
I'm in the ideation phase.
Do you live and breathe Null as a service? Like, do you really feel it? Are you passionate about it?
Well, Null is actually really kind of what I base my entire life around. That's what I believe the afterlife is. We all go to a great Null in the sky somewhere.
Got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
We just cease to exist, right?
Let the record show I am not the crazy one.
It's really dark that I got there. I'm sorry, but that is the basis of my philosophy on life. So, with that said, you might have questions. How do you plan to monetize this? How do you, how are you going to charge for this? I didn't plan on it. It was just going to be a contribution to the open source community.
I got your back.
You're the CEO.
I got
These are your problems, right? So we're going to take that idea, right? And we're going to build a business around Null as a service.
I had an idea when he started telling me about his amazing underlying technology.
It's my worldview, really. Yeah.
His worldview.
Thank you.
To be specific. To build a millennial detox of sorts. Like an anti-social network.
We're both millennials. Kind of.
I mean, we are
You're
millennials.
a millennial.
I'm
sure.
definitely a millennial.
I'm like an elder millennial. Like old person
You're
millennial.
still a millennial.
Yeah, I am. But I'm one of the old ones.
Right.
I don't really understand the social media.
I like how you're aging yourself on stream. Usually people try to seem younger. You're going the opposite direction.
I would never want to be young again. I was born into this world as an 80-year-old man, and probably die way before then.
Okay, well, I hope that you're not too old to build this with me, because we're
I hope
building it
so,
for the
too.
younger generation.
We are.
So, have you ever wanted to participate in social media and, get that real dopamine rush, but not actually share your data with the world, maintain your privacy?
Yes.
You have?
I have.
This is the right product for you, then.
Okay, pitch me. What is it?
This is the anti-social network. On our app, you can share, post a picture or a text, provided we'll get there, and we will send it to Null for you. And nobody will ever have to see it.
Wonderful. Nobody can ever get to that
No.
post.
Nope.
What about the likes? What about, those sweet likes?
You got to get that dopamine rush.
Yeah, you got to
right?
get that rush of
We
man.
will automatically choose
I'm
a random
validated.
number and send you back the number of likes your post got.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, perfect.
What do you think? Are you getting the rush now?
Yeah, I'm starting to see this come together. Now, you were a founder, right?
I was a founder.
We want to share with the stream, right, as part of the intro. What are 3 tips that you would think of when you're trying to start a business, right?
This is a great question.
I know. I thought of it all by myself.
This is a really good question. So I would say the first one would be have a monetization strategy. If you are legitimately sitting on the other side of the stream and you're creating a company, we are not in the early days of the .com movement, and you have to have a monetization strategy. You cannot just create the next Snapchat. It
or the
probably
next
won't work out for
Dev Null as a service.
So number 1, have a monetization strategy. Number 2, I would say tell as many people as you can. You often see people, I have a cool idea and I'm going to have an NDA before I tell you what it is. There's several problems with this. 1, you get no feedback and validation on your idea. 2, there's this concept that people are going to steal your idea. So let me just be clear on how that actually works. The only people that could technically steal your idea are somebody that's capable of building it. 2 of us are right here. I have personally no interest in building something unless you're paying me to do so. Unless I came up with the idea.
All your startup ideas.
What about you?
I promise I won't build
He's
them.
going to steal things. He's got a little bit of Mark Zuckerberg going on in him. But
That's the meanest thing you've ever said to me. Just so you know. That is a new low.
That is a new low.
Wow.
I apologize.
That's
I'm
hurtful.
going to say sorry for that one. That was mean.
Yeah.
That
You
was a
took
new low.
it too far there.
Too far. Anyways, what I was saying was most people are not going to steal your idea. It's very, very, very rare that somebody will be just as passionate about your idea as you are and actually want to go through all the work it takes to build it. Because I know that I don't want to build anyone else's idea except for my own, unless I'm being paid handsomely to do so. Would you agree with that statement?
You're a mercenary. Whoever pays you the most, you'll do it.
Basically.
That's amazing.
That's how it works.
Wow.
So
do you have to
tell
believe in the
everybody-
tech? Is that an important part of being a founder? Do you have to believe in what
you
you're
have
doing?
to be passionate about what you're doing, because there are a lot of days where you have to get up and keep going when it is hard and it hurts. Physically ailment. Like, it's painful. So you have to be very passionate about your idea. And the reality is that most people that even join you that are passionate about it will never reach your level of passion. And the second part of that is that, if you bring an NDA to an investor, they'll probably laugh you out the room. So you don't want to get laughed out the room. So don't bring your NDAs anywhere. Go tell everybody, because they're going to give you ideas, feedback, validation. You'll get to know if you even have a potential client base out there. So it's a great idea to just tell as many people as you know. And the third thing I would say is to research competitors. So if you don't find any competitors, great, you're first to market. Write that in your pitch deck. If you do find competitors, don't freak out. It's validation that you have a good idea, but find your differentiator. Find something that's going to make you different from that competitor or separate you, or how you can do it better, realistically.
That's all pretty good advice, I'd say.
You think so?
Yeah. Quantum Lotus
let's see,
here
we
is
got a
calling me out for not having any fashion sense, which is cool. Luckily, you're not taking advice from me. You're taking advice from Nicki, who's actually done this. So,
oh, look, I got a compliment.
Yeah, of course you did.
Look at this. Nicki is a passionate CEO. Thanks for helping me out when you did.
Very nice.
You're so welcome, Solomon.
So,
we got some other stuff here. My dad really likes my shirt. Thanks, Dad. Appreciate that.
Wonderful.
What else do we got here? So Quantum Lotus also says, maybe take on the role of a best practices minded employee who isn't on an executive level. Because let's be real, it's the people who aren't executives that are the ones that get stuff done. Very, very true. And in a startup, which this is now a new startup, in a startup, the executives do actually do everything. And we wear a lot of different hats. So be prepared to change your hat a couple more times.
Yikes, but I only have the one.
It's a problem. You're going to have to buy some more hats. Okay. I'm going to need like a purple one, a blue one, a green one, all the colors.
Okay. Well, maybe you can help me with that fashion sense.
I'll help you with that after the stream.
That's wonderful. That's so helpful.
Clearly, I make better fashion choices.
Hey, you know.
Clearly. Let's see. We got more questions here. Nothing is more secure than simply not logging something that needs to be secured. Thank you.
Everybody's on board with DevNull as a service already, so it sounds good to me. You shared with me a really good piece of advice.
Oh, we have a really good question though.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about that.
Rohit Cricket says, questions to ask. Should we ask what problem are we trying to solve? Yes, you should ask that because you're going to get asked that question a lot, and you'll have to create a pitch deck around what problem you're trying to solve. And we're obviously trying to solve the millennial need for dopamine rush in a healthy way.
A healthy way. Okay. Yeah, by not sharing it with the greater world.
Right.
Okay.
We're allowing you to get that dopamine rush, in the best way possible without giving away all your data.
Right. Without giving away your data, without getting you into arguments with imaginary people on the internet.
Increasing your stress levels.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one, too, for sure. Okay, so those are some of the problems
Creating insecurity.
That's exactly what I was going to ask you. What problems are we... I know what problems I set out to solve with Null as a service. Anxiety. Well, no one could ever solve that for me.
No, but maybe we could bring it down a notch.
My life is just consumed with anxiety, actually. Every waking moment is a new nightmare for me. Let's keep this off stream. I forgot
to tell you I'm not a therapist. Off stream.
Could I use this app, though, instead?
Yeah, you could. Okay. Well, but you probably need a therapist and the app, but you just need to delete Facebook and Instagram and then only use this app.
You're a great CEO already.
I know.
This is wonderful. So you shared with me a piece of advice, too, about building a startup, right? What kind of app do we want to build? I know on stream we're gonna build something different than what you recommend, but you've gotten this feedback directly from VCs when you were building your startup.
Yep.
Do you go mobile or do you go web?
So the advice these days is to start out building a web app, and you can build it, that's a mobilely responsive web app, so people can still hit it on their phones. And the reason to do this is because the average number of downloaded mobile apps per month is 0. So, when the mobile app store first came out, iOS, then Android, everybody was downloading apps. It was a craze. And now it's unfortunately 0 number of downloaded apps per month. So you want to start out with something that's going to hit the largest audience you possibly can, which is a web app that's mobilely responsive. We were asked to build a mobile app by some of our viewers, and we're going to do that. We're going to meet those requests. But we're going to make sure that we build an API so that if we do want to expand to a web app, it's very easy for us to do so.
How so? How does a REST API enable both web and mobile? What does that pull out of the application that you're building?
So if you write your logic in an API, all you have to do is build front-end UIs for both mobile and web. That's just hitting the API. You don't have to replicate code in 2 places.
Right. You're not building, so, let's talk 20 years ago, right? And we're building, let's say, a PHP app, right? That was a huge way of getting to the market very quickly. Or ASP.NET, maybe, app. That's all the logic combined with the front end, right?
Yep.
And so then when you try and build a mobile experience off of that, you realize, oh no, all of my business logic is tied up directly into this application.
And now I got to rebuild. We basically rewrite it.
Right. And you were saying the converse is true as well. You actually experienced this with your startup.
Yeah, some mobile apps, you can just write the business logic in it, and then you run into the same scenario conversely of, oh, I need a web app now. Oh, but all my business logic is in the mobile app. So don't put your business logic in either one, since now we are in a society where you need both. Write a REST API so that you can expand your business in either direction. And yeah, when I was first starting out, the advice from potential investors was I don't want to see a mobile app. I only want to see a web app.
You could actually even consider today a progressive web app too.
Yes,
that
absolutely.
You can pin. It's a little. Some of the support in iOS still isn't there. It only works in Safari, for example. But you can pin a web app to act just like a regular installed mobile app.
Yep, it's super cool.
That's something to explore too. But as you said, we put out that poll on Twitter, and people want to see a mobile app.
We're going to build a mobile app. We won't let you down.
How are we going to build that?
Well, we're definitely going to have a REST API since we just justified the reason for having a REST API.
Yeah, absolutely. Break out all the logic to sit behind API endpoints.
Yep.
I'm on board.
And we're going to build a front-end UI in React Native.
So why would we pick React Native?
The best reason to pick React Native is because we can create an application for both iOS and Android at the same time with hopefully one set of code.
And you can even pull out shared code from that code base and potentially use it in a web app too.
Yep.
Because just
Absolutely,
regular
it's
React.
just React, so you could definitely pull out pieces of it.
Yeah, for sure. Not so much the UI parts, as we'll see. They're in React Native. There
Right.
are specific UI components.
No, but if you have a service file that's calling your APIs,
Exactly.
that could easily be replicated. So let's see. We need to talk about features.
Sure.
So this is the part of the stream where we need everyone's help. We've come up with some features, but we want your feedback on them. We want to know what ideas you have. We're willing to build features that you come up with, but we have some cool ideas, so we're going to start sharing them. And he's going to create a Trello board live, and we're going to add them.
Not Trello.
You're
We're
not
going to do
Trello?
Cloudcraft. We're going to do some architecting.
Well, we're going to get there, but we're not
Oh, but
quite
you
there.
want me to do Trello?
Yeah, to actually write down the user stories.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do that while you talk.
Okay, let's see what we have here. Anybody's got a question? Okay, so somebody has a video on documentation. A question on documentation. Talisman Solutions asked, there's a ton of videos on all the AWS services. Is there a single place in the Amazon web space that serves as an integrated and comprehensive place to access both videos and underlying documentation to use them? I don't think so.
Mostly our YouTube channels, I would think.
Right.
And, of course, obviously, this Twitch stream, too.
Very
I would
important.
say.
Definitely this Twitch stream. Okay. Rohit Cricket also says, how about cloud native? Yep, we're going to build this cloud native. There's no reason not to build something cloud native if you're starting today. It's less expensive. It's easier to get something up and running and to be testing it with users and figure out if it's a viable product. It's easier to get investment because most investors know what AWS or cloud architecture is. And, if it really became important to you later on to have your own data centers way down the road, start out on cloud.
So do you want to summarize for anybody who's joining the stream right now?
Yeah, so if you're just tuning in, thank you for tuning in. The first part of this episode, we were talking about our startup idea and why we're the best people to build a startup together.
Yeah. Well, you hired me.
I did hire you.
I think that qualifies me enough.
This is my CTO.
Yep.
I am a previous founder of a startup that was funded with VC funding, and so we are going to walk you through the stages of building an entire company live on stream. We have not built anything prior to this stream. We're not going to be doing a whole lot of coding. Well, we're not going to do any coding this episode. We're going to start next episode. This episode is all about user stories and architecting out our architecture and making sure that we're all set and ready to go for next week. If you have feature requests, we are taking them now. The app is a anti-social network. We also need a name, by the way, and I've come up with several, and he hates all of them. So if you have a name idea, just you know where to send it, right here. You could tweet it at me. You could write it in the chat. Like, I came up with one that's Dopamil, and you really don't like that one. It's like dopamine for millennials. Anyways, basically what it is a place where you could get that dopamine rush that you get from social networks without actually sharing your data with companies, because we're going to send it to Dev Null.
With anyone,
as a
really.
Service. Yeah, with anybody.
It's not shared with anyone.
With 0 people.
It's immediately deleted.
We're still going to send you back the number of likes you got, though, so you make sure you get that dopamine rush.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got some feature ideas.
Let's check chat too, just to see.
Some people say containers, I say serverless. We agree with you, Brandon. Let's see.
Brandon also asked, what does cloud native mean?
Oh, that's a good question. You take that one.
Cloud native just means built without on-premise servers, essentially. Built with all of the services that exist in any of the cloud providers. We just so happen to be working on AWS. Isn't that surprising again, too?
Very surprising.
We build cloud first, right? We don't build for just running this on a server that we maintain.
Are you related to Adam Sandler? There's a question. Unclear.
I have no idea.
We don't know.
No clue.
Possibly.
No clue.
Could be. Let's see.
That's a weird one.
That was a weird question. But,
it's a weird one.
You know, we had to know. I had to know what
you had to ask.
Yeah, I had to ask.
Fair enough.
All right, so let's go over the features that we came up with, and then if anybody's got ideas, you know where to put it.
Right, so we can take a look at my screen, and we can start in just assembling some of. There we go. Beautiful, gorgeous.
Why'd you pick green? I don't like.
I didn't.
Color.
I just started up.
Change the color.
Oh, I will later. Mostly because I don't know how to change it.
I knew it. I knew that was the case.
I'll
change it.
Let's go through a couple on our own, right? Of things that we came up to give people ideas.
Ability to post. It was a user story.
That's probably a good one.
It's probably the first one that we need to think about.
Post what?
Text and a pic.
Okay, post text and a picture.
Yep.
All right, and so should we give it a description? What do you think?
Well, we're gonna need an endpoint or a description of like what's required or what.
Yeah, we will need endpoint.
Yep.
Whoa. What do you think? /share.
That's a great one.
Okay. We'll need an endpoint. What else do we need?
We'll need
capture picture.
Yep.
From
or be able to
camera
select a photo from your existing photos.
Or select from library, right?
Mm-hmm. UI to actually write the text.
Okay, UI to write text.
Attach picture, send.
Attach picture and send, right?
Mm-hmm.
Back end, we'll need dev null.
Yep.
To delete this post.
Actually, let's ask a question to the audience. Let's put a little twist on your dev null as a service here.
I already feel that I'm going to be compromising my technology.
Possibly you might have to make some sacrifices. Prepare yourself.
This is what happens when you start a company. Everything's about money.
What do you think if we instead saved your post, but only you could see it? So that you could go back in time and say, like, oh, I got 37 likes on X post.
I mean, this goes completely against dev null as a service.
But we could monetize this if we're saving people's data.
Well, I do like money.
I know you do.
I enjoy money.
What constitutes antisocial? That's a good question. Well, it's just, it's not exactly a social network, right? We'll take any ideas, though, in the realm of antisocial. Suggestion, implement as a blockchain, ledgering the post-write dev null state. That ensures nobody's monkeying with dev null, and investors will love it.
Blockchain does automatically get
Trade
you
last.
funding,
It's a great suggestion.
Actually.
Yeah, just if you have blockchains, instant funding.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Flying meat. As a user, I would like to post to dev null of a Lambda function. Oh, it's a good one. Let's see. The big question to me is which of the very many AWS services to utilize. There's a ridiculous number of them. Talisman Solutions. Very good point, and that's why we're picking our user stories, because then we're going to basically pick the AWS services that we're going to use and choose based on which things that we need to build. That's coming. Stay tuned, basically.
Yeah, we started architecting out a little bit. Definitely this ability to post.
All right, Chuck 133 or I33 says, how about you can save the post from dev null by paying a ransom, otherwise it's gone.
Again, that's great
You
monetization.
guys have such good ideas.
This is wonderful
This
so
is
far.
great stuff.
This is
Flying
better than
meat.
I could have imagined.
Flying meat. Hash the content of a post and share the hash so other people can like it but do not know the content, so you can feel the likes but not expose any data.
I'm loving that.
That is a very interesting idea. That's probably the best idea.
So it just looks like SHA-256 hashes or MDM5 hashes, something like that.
And you just like random ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't even, I think it's got to be anonymous too. It doesn't even who posted this,
No,
right?
it's just completely anonymous. You just go through your feed and like everything.
Or you don't. You like every other one. You know, whatever pattern you pick.
That's antisocial.
Yeah, we do got to salt them. Brandon's right. We definitely have to salt them.
Will you use AWS Amplify? DT Stolls. Yes, we will.
Absolutely. We're
Absolutely.
going to use Amplify.
We're going to use Amplify.
We both love
next
Amplify.
week will be one of the first things we probably touch. Let's see. Okay, so other ideas we had, and you can tell us what you think.
Yep.
Every time you post, you get 3 coins, and you get access to extras in exchange for the coins. And the extras are really fun things, like the ability just to instantiate a flurry of notifications. So basically, I'm sitting next to him, and I instantiate a flurry of notifications, and then it makes me look really popular in front of him. I mean, I already am really popular, but like I could just be more popular if I had a phone that just randomly sent me 30 notifications, and you just watch them all come in, and you're like, oh my god, wow, Nicki, you're like a celebrity.
Everybody
like,
knows
yeah.
you're a celebrity.
So that's one idea. That's an extra. So
There
you can't use that extra unless you have posted to get coins.
Yeah.
Which is essentially how we're monetizing.
Just essentially more features that are locked behind this coin gate, right?
Let's see. There was another one on here. Oh, we need to collect metrics on usage. That just has got to be in there because we have investors watching us. So I want to know when, where, how, why, and a user is doing something.
But anonymous metrics.
Right.
Okay, cool.
When you're going to need an admin system
Yeah.
to track how our startup is doing.
Okay, wonderful.
This was another idea we had. Send me a targeted ad if I click this button, and you can enter keywords. So you don't have to get ads, but if you would like to get an
Targeted ads. On opt-in.
I really want this feature because I don't know about you, but I have this tendency to buy a crazy amount of things off of Instagram, like an abnormal amount of things. And what I found is that it's actually easier to shop on Instagram than it is to shop anywhere else because I'm lazy. So if I go to Google and I type that I need blue shoes, it takes me too long to go through too many websites to find the blue shoes. But then I go back to Instagram and it's already detected that I'm looking for blue shoes and the first ad pops up and I just buy it. It's really bad. So yeah, if I want an ad, I can enter a keyword of something I'm looking for and click a button and automatically be sent an ad. And we don't have sponsors yet, so initially you'll only get ads about our own app.
Yeah. You have to sponsor to get to actually get.
Oh, we got some ideas.
An ad.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so one person says have a button to unhash everyone's post that ends up liking a post that says get tracked. For being antisocial, you're allowed a quota of activities that you can perform for other people's content without their permission. That's a good one. Let's see. Talisman solutions. You gain antisocial points by offending others in chat. That's an interesting concept.
But you won't ever talk to anybody.
Right, because you're on your own.
Yeah.
Here's an idea. This is from Brandon. Start with like 500 friends allowed and decrease it over time.
So you take away your
Add that.
friends.
Add that.
All right.
Delete friends as you go.
Delete.
Wait. Maybe you get more friends if you have a certain number of points. You can like buy friends for
without
points.
usage. How about that? Like if you don't post anything, like you start out with 500 like Brandon's saying, and then we delete 2 friends every time if you don't post in a day.
Oh god, this is so great.
There you go.
Then everybody has to open the app daily because they got to get their points.
Randomized friend amounts. That's good too.
Everybody starts with a random amount.
Yeah.
User profiles. We haven't added that as a user story. So user profiles should save user photo, profile, bio, text, and maybe their birthday. We will be nice and wish them happy birthday since no one else will.
Okay, so
There's nobody else to actually wish them happy birthday.
birthday.
In the anti-social network.
Profile picture.
Yep. And bio.
Bio. Okay, cool.
Let's see.
Oh, that was a comment.
Ideas. Keep coming in. Keep coming in. You basically get allocated a large set of friends, and your job is disassociated yourself from them through interaction.
Okay.
Post to a user's timeline or profile. So that would be granting the ability to post to somebody else's profile. We're gonna.
I think that goes fully against the spirit of this.
I would agree with you.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, but what we could do is set up a robot to randomly post to your profile.
Yeah, we could do what do you call it? Fake comments by robots.
Yep.
Right? That's a good ML.
Bye, Brandon. Safe travels. He's taking off.
Ah, wonderful.
Trade less. Isn't this the same as Snapchat with an expiration time of 0? Yes, trade less, except for in Snapchat, you actually send people stuff and they can see it, right? In this, nobody can see anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me be clear. Let's see. What other ideas did we have? We had some good ideas. You could call for words of encouragement.
Oh yeah, that's one that I came up with. That's right. Let me see.
So, and if you don't want to receive a phone call, you could text. This is another extra.
Yeah,
you need coins for this.
Let's
we could have a poly voice.
Let's dive into this a little bit.
That calls you through Twilio's API and gives you words of encouragement or compliments. Free compliments. Who doesn't want free compliments?
Call, text, or what do you think? Email. All right.
You want that email in your work inbox to remind you how awesome you are? We're going to do that for you.
Positive.
Provided that you have the right number of coins.
Yes.
And you can buy coins, by the way. And that's how we will fund our startup in the beginning.
Oh, yeah. Don't you worry. I put, or buy coins. In all caps.
In all caps.
This is the most important, I think.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So we're going to use Kinesis. We had an idea to create a Lambda layer to log every event that happens in Kinesis so that we can use this as our startup grows.
Event pump is what I'll call that.
Yep, using Lambda layer and Kinesis.
I feel like that's that's farther down the line. That's how you would unlock the story for third-party developers building apps on top of your platform, right?
It's like webhooks.
Yeah. If we have that event hook, then you could register webhooks with us. We could fire the webhook based off those events.
We got another idea from Talisman Solutions. Use machine learning and the textual scraping services to synthesize falsified content from existing content, including fake users, fake news, and fake interactions.
Ooh,
that's a really good idea.
See, this is one that I was mentioning, right? We just scrape other social networks.
Yeah. Okay, write that one down.
And we train.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was a great one.
Yeah.
Fat Daddy 0606. Love that name. Users could get points or coins for checking into events that no one else went to. Oh, that was like your other idea where like people go to events and then stream where they are so that somebody else could participate. But then this is just points for going to events that. So like if you need people at your event, you would basically.
Oh no! I think this is like you just made up an event and you didn't invite anybody to it. That's definitely in the spirit of anti-social.
Okay, write that one down.
Okay.
Move this whole thing into Sumerian and just make it a VR game, Social Simulator 2019.
Oh, so the Sumerian host just talks to you. That's pretty good too. I like that actually.
Can you write that on a backlog? We need a backlog.
Let's see, Sumerian. Well, there's no back. We'll prioritize later, right?
Okay.
Right now we're just flowing with ideas that we can't inhibit that process. So Sumerian.
Fire Drake. Sentiment analysis would be good for scraping that data. Yep. Yeah, we got to use comprehend. You guys are already thinking of AWS services that we're probably going to use. This is great.
to events, to solitary events. How about that? You like that phrasing?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Perfect.
All right.
Yeah, and you get points for it.
Right. Get those. Sweet
Sweet
coins.
Coins. Social. Okay, so Chuck I-33. Social conscious safety timer built in called No Soup for You, where users spend too much time on the app or get a timeout. No soup for you.
That's a Seinfeld reference. There you go. That's
Can we put a safety timer in the app?
a safety timer.
Yeah.
Like it'll just automatically kick you out of the app.
Or it'll just create a screen on top of it that blocks you from doing anything until you close it. Backlog.
Okay. I'm going to put question mark because I'm not sure.
One Mitchie. Yes, we are Amazon Web Services. We are building a startup live on stream every week, Thursdays at 1 p.m. Seinfeld reference number 2. Dev Knowles, an app about nothing.
It truly is. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely it is.
But we're going to build all the pieces of an app that you would probably need in a real app because we have user profiles here.
Yeah.
We have user posting. We have analytics coming in. Targeted ads even.
Yeah. So do you want to swap over now? We've got about 20 minutes left. Do you want to swap over to architect some stuff? We can go over the one that you and I architected yesterday with the ability to post, right? That's the most basic MVP, right? We didn't even talk about these features yet either, where what counts as MVP, what will we backlog, like you kept saying.
We're going to have to prioritize them.
Exactly, for sure.
And the ones that make money will be prioritized first.
Right. So, quick summary before we jump into architecting for everybody, right? Nicki and I are building a startup, building it from scratch.
You know which role I play.
She's CTO, or I'm CTO.
Whoa!
I just tried to assume power there.
He just tried to assert his authority.
That was Freudian.
Seriously.
I think in the back of my mind I should be CEO.
Of course
but
you
that's
do.
okay. You make a much better CEO than I do.
Thank you.
What we're building is what we affectionately call an anti-social network, because for some of us, getting caught up into what's been going on in social networking for the past 10 years.
In the current political climate.
It's been rough. You know, there's a lot of frustration, a lot of bad feelings, anxiety, which, again,
Increased
I
anxiety.
suffer no matter what. So, yeah, we wanted to build an app where you could get the same sort of
dopamine rush
addiction, right? But without any of the negative effects by taking the posts that you create, sending them to no one, and potentially just deleting them, and just fueling it with fake engagements, right?
That make you feel popular and loved.
Yeah, powered by ML, powered by serverless, right?
Polly's gonna come in there.
Yeah, Polly, absolutely. So let's go and look actually at you and I started.
Oh yeah, there's our diagram.
Architecting this
we
out.
did start architecting
yesterday.
it out, but we're gonna continue to architect it out live with you here because there's definitely some features that you guys just came up with that are awesome.
Yeah, I actually have arbitrarily. You and I agreed on this actually off stream yesterday.
We agreed on something?
We agree on a lot.
I don't remember.
All right.
I have no recollection.
We have a codename project for this.
Oh.
Project Petunia.
That's right.
I love the show, The Adventures of Pete and Pete, and Pete has a tattoo.
Yeah, if you look up
Petunia,
Adventures of Pete and Pete, you'll see Petunia.
That's our project.
That's our code name. We don't have a name. Remember, if you have a name idea, get at me. Oh, one Mitchie, Amazon Gram.
There you go. That's the first suggestion.
We're giving all the credit to Amazon.
We should, yeah. What about us?
How about Millennial Gram?
Maybe. I don't know.
Dopagram.
You were hung up on that dopamine, aren't you? So,
it tells you what the app does. It's very, definitive.
We're using a tool called Cloudcraft here.
Yep.
Cloudcraft.co. I've used it a lot. I like it. It's specifically for building out AWS infrastructure.
Yep.
What we're looking at here is, you can type in here and say oh, I need a Lambda, right? And if you click Lambda, it actually drops in this little wonderful icon, and you come in here. And I zoomed out on accident. There we go. Whoa! Extreme. This is like a Wayne's World. Extreme close up. So yeah, we've got we've got our API layer that we're starting to build out here with
Yep.
that share, right? We've got share.
So if you can't tell here by these funny looking objects, we have an API gateway endpoint
Yep.
hitting a Lambda with a potentially hitting a DynamoDB table to secretly save the data. We're not sure quite yet if we're going to do that. But we won't let you know what we decide. We'll not let you know.
Well, they'll definitely know what we decide because it's all open on GitHub when we create the GitHub
Don't
repo.
tell anybody. It's just our little secret. And then we have another table that has the users saved in it that will be hit by both of these endpoints.
Right. So, yeah, we're going to build this serverless for sure, right?
Yep. The backend will be serverless.
Yeah, absolutely. We both love serverless. Why are we going to build it serverless other than the fact that we love it?
I personally don't enjoy building infrastructure or managing it.
Okay.
Even cloud infrastructure. Do you?
I don't dislike it, but it takes
I don't want to manage it.
a little bit longer.
Yeah,
we don't have an ops team.
Well,
do we?
no, we don't have an ops team. I haven't hired anybody yet, and we haven't raised any funds. So.
Yikes! You're not even paying me, so I don't think we're gonna get an ops team.
Well, I'm gonna pay you in Quest bars.
Quest bars.
Yeah.
How about Highball
I'm gonna
too?
make sure that you get fed appropriately.
Okay.
So that you can continue building for
All
me.
Quest bars and Soylent.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's all.
Sounds like a
startup.
startup to me.
Yep. So we don't have anybody to manage that infrastructure, and I don't have time to do it, nor do I desire to do it. Also, it's more cost effective, and we're a startup.
Well, tell me about your startup. You ran it.
I
on
did.
Lambda.
I built an entire startup serverlessly at first because I don't know if you know this, but Lambda is a part of the free tier, and you actually get 1 million invocations per month for free indefinitely till the end of time, forever. Like no expiration date on it. So if we, until we really get to 1 million hits on each post, we're kind of not paying a lot for our backend. We have to pay for some pieces of it, like storing the data, but it's definitely more cost effective before we've raised funds to build it serverlessly.
Yeah, I agree for sure. We got a really important burning question in the chat that only I can answer. What is a CTO? You're looking at one right here. As of today.
A chief technology officer.
That's right. Chief technology
Remember,
officer.
he's still looking for his senior leadership.
Yeah. I may need to hire some outside help directly.
And a reminder of the requirements that he implemented at the beginning of this episode. Following both of us on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
Following us on Instagram.
No, GitHub.
I mean, GitHub.
I don't have an Instagram.
Whoops, sorry.
Too old.
GitHub. I think they should have to star the repo, too.
Yeah, that'd be good. Once we get the repo up.
Once we get the repo up.
For sure.
And then inserting a feature request, which some of you already did.
Yeah, we got a
Names
lot
will
of
be
those.
written down after the show.
Yeah, you'll be doing that. Not me. So
I love how you're already giving me things to do.
well, you're the CEO. You're the.
That's right.
You should be
Okay,
delegating
so
to me.
I gave you 2 really good reasons to build it serverlessly. Did you have any more that you wanted to add?
Oh, one Mitch thinks that you're the CEO of AWS, which is not true. Before you get escorted out, no, you're definitely not the CEO.
Please don't call
of AWS.
security.
You're the CEO of Project Petunia, our startup.
That's right.
Yeah.
Remember, this is a startup. This is not AWS.
No, we're just building it on AWS.
That's right. We're building it on AWS.
Okay, so talking more about our infrastructure here that we're starting to build out. Like you said, we've got this API gateway. This is pointing to a path called /share, and this is how you will post to the API gateway your picture, your text, or one or the other or both.
So you have a Lambda there.
The Lambda then is where we put our code, right, to handle that. And as you mentioned, we have a forking path here. We're not sure
quite what we're gonna do yet.
Do we send it to dev null, right, which is the trash can, or do we send it and save it and secretly store that data for one day where we can actually monetize it? I don't know.
It's we have to keep talking about it. This is a discussion.
Yeah, definitely. I think it'll depend a lot on what VCs say.
Okay, Mitchie. So you are not working for Amazon. We do both work for AWS. We're both technical evangelists at AWS. But for the purposes of this show, forget about our roles at AWS. We're building a startup with you, and we want it to be interactive and live and feel like a real startup. So yes, we work for AWS, but forget about that.
Yep, for sure. So back on the diagram here, every time you post, you get coins added to your user profile, and as you pointed out, that's a Dynamo table for user information, right?
Yep.
And what Dynamo is it's a NoSQL database. We'll learn more about it as we build on it.
Yep. We're going to talk about every service that we are going to use as we use them to make sure that you understand if you've never used them before.
Yes, yeah, and Dynamo plays really well in a serverless architecture because it scales to meet demand, right?
Yep.
Especially with that new-ish release from reInvent 2018 with the on-demand.
Yep. And we're going to make sure that we show you what settings to turn on so that you don't have to manage and like prepare for scale. It'll just scale for you.
Right. Which is another big reason why we pick serverless,
Right.
right? So that you and I don't have to wake up in the middle of the night and scale out once this thing goes crazy viral, which
Obviously,
totally
it's going to go viral.
We also have an endpoint here called share/total, right? So we can keep track. You mentioned metrics earlier.
Yep.
How we report out to our VC how many people are using this. We'll keep track of how many posts, right?
Perfect.
Anonymous data. We're not going to
Save the name of the
save
user.
the data. Maybe. We don't know yet. But we definitely aren't going to save how many posts that user is
Well,
made.
you are the CTO, so you can make an executive decision on that as CTO.
Wow. Autonomy.
Just giving
This
that
feels
to you.
weird.
I know, right?
So let's go back and look
We
at
have
our user.
another question.
Oh, we do? Okay.
Startup question: bootstrap or funding? Chuck I-33. That is a great question. It's not a either or. It's more of a when to do what. And I would say start out bootstrapping it and get users, get actual people using your product, start monetizing it, even if you're just making $10 a month. And then once you get a certain number of users, say like at least 15, and you're making a certain amount of money a month, then it's a really good time to raise funds to scale out the business. So it's definitely not an either or, but I would start by bootstrapping it.
Cool. And as the series goes on too, there's programs within AWS too where you can get credits and do all kinds of things
Yep.
that we'll talk more about.
We will get into those.
So do you want to actually...
Name ideas. Pause.
Oh,
We have to take
wonderful.
these name ideas.
Wonderful. Okay.
Okay, so Talisman Solutions, alienated, misanthropic, uncongenial, or jaded.
Wow. Okay. Definitely
Oh,
under consideration.
One Mitchie, make Instagram great again. Is that our slogan?
So
Sourpuss.
do you want to actually...
You guys have really good. Null IO.
Well, the IO definitely qualifies you as a startup. For
Yeah,
sure. We'll have to
null.io.
grab that domain.
We're gonna have to get that.
So do you want to actually architect one of the other endpoints? I
Yeah.
was thinking the ads endpoint.
Yeah, let's do it.
We said you could opt into targeted ads.
Right.
So you click a button and then you get an ad delivered to you.
Yeah, let's
Right.
architect it out.
Okay, cool. So everything lives behind an API gateway,
Yep.
right?
So we're gonna need an endpoint.
Got an API and have an endpoint. What do you think the endpoint should be called?
/ad.
Wow, this is why you're CEO. You know, like you're just so good at naming stuff.
So good.
So /ad, right?
You know, I used to be better at naming stuff.
/ad. That's what we're doing. And of course, since we're going serverless, we're gonna make the back end of it a Lambda. What's interesting too is we didn't actually have to use API Gateway anymore. Again, since reInvent 2018, we can now use Load Balancer.
Yep.
As the front.
Application load balancer.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, this is totally not even. There we go. Come on. Beautiful.
Oh, I forgot you were a perfectionist with these diagrams.
You know?
We could be here a while, guys.
Why do something if you're not going to do it beautifully? That's my motto. It's not really at all. Okay, so
Broken.
what happens in this ad, right? So this actually, we probably should identify which HTTP verb it is too.
Yep.
Maybe a get, right? And it's going to return to us some advertisement somehow.
Yes.
Right?
We're going to have a sponsor table or somewhere where...
Oh, I love it. Okay, so we'll stick with Dynamo, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. I mean, I'm CTO. We will stick with Dynamo.
Oh, okay. Right.
I would never ask the CEO this question. Do you even know
Excuse
what Dynamo
me.
is? Just
Yes.
kidding. Just kidding. So this is the actual sponsors.
I forgot to tell you, you're working with a technical CEO, so you're going to have to bend to my will on occasion.
Yikes. That sounds fun.
Fun. Good. I'm
Oh,
glad it
just
sounds
kidding.
fun to you.
Sorry.
I'll think about paying you then.
So this is the sponsors table, right? Okay, cool. And we can map out later.
Zuck be gone. Oh my god. That one is so good.
Interesting.
Oh, fire drink. Really good idea.
So this is already telling me as we're doing this, we're probably going to need sponsors in point 2.
Yes,
right?
for
Okay.
where somebody could sign up to be a sponsor.
Cool.
Strawberry Utopia, naming stuff. One of the hardest problems in software. That's why you get paid the big CEO bucks. Isn't that right? I'm getting paid a whole lot right now.
I love it. So let's see.
I'll keep thinking of name ideas. Don't worry.
We'll just keep this here for what we need, right? We're gonna do a sponsors table too,
Talisman Solutions wants to know why we're drawing in 3D.
because that's how Cloudcraft works.
I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. If you didn't want to draw it in 3D, you could use something like Lucid Chart.
Yeah, for sure, or a whiteboard too. Which
I don't think
I
we
think
have a whiteboard.
our startup failed already. We don't have a whiteboard.
Okay, I'm writing that on my to-do list to get for next week.
Okay, so this is also gonna interact with the sponsors table. for
Flying
sure.
Meat wants to know, do you really need 2 API gateways?
No, I'm not separating out the API gateways. I'm just
It'll be
noting.
one project. He's
Right.
just noting that there will be an endpoint there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I wouldn't make it a separate API
But
gateway.
good question.
Yeah, and we'll actually probably use something like Swagger maybe to define out the API.
Yep.
Okay, maybe we want to even have a separate table for advertisement material too, instead of just sponsors, right? So maybe this is we can delete this. This is what happens when you are architecting, right? You just go, oh wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, we want the sponsor info, but we probably want an ad info too. So we'll have
Yep.
a separate table for that.
That's
saying.
right. Also, if the ad has a photo, you're going to have to dump it in an S3 bucket.
Yeah, and you know what? We can actually have Dynamo Streams call a Lambda to update that table, right?
Yep.
We're running real tight on time here, but you're getting the general idea of how we're gonna build this. So, Dynamo Stream is
You guys should post links to all these tools. Absolutely. We will.
sure. So Dynamo Stream is a way for anytime a table item updates or changes, it'll go trigger a Lambda.
Wait, Fat Daddy just came up with the best name idea ever. I love Mr. Robot, and he says F Society. should be the name
Oh,
of the,
interesting.
F Society.
Yeah.
That's a really
like the group,
that's probably my favorite so far. I love that show.
like Elliot's group. Yeah.
One Mitchie wants to know, do we use these tools at AWS? I do.
Yeah, I don't think across the board.
Yeah, no.
It's
I mean,
not a
I just
tool.
use them to show, like, in talks or demonstrations what the architecture looks like.
Yeah, this is actually a tool that I've used at past jobs too, not necessarily just at AWS. So we're running real close on time. We got 2 minutes left. Let's give a summary and talk about what we're going to do next.
I think what we'll do is we will continue architecting this out, and we will make the Trello board public and put the diagram pictures in the Trello board to attach to some of the user stories so that you could see them. And we will create the repo and also link that in the Trello board. So basically we will tweet out the Trello board
Sure.
and the GitHub link if you're following us on Twitter so that you could follow along with the next episodes of the show.
Yeah, and next episode we'll start with the UI, right?
Yep.
With building our React Native project.
I can't wait. It's gonna be my first time building something React Native. It's really exciting.
Yeah, I'm an Angular guy.
I'm a
most of the
React
time.
person, but I haven't used React Native, so to speak.
Yeah, you could also do this with Angular and NativeScript, just saying.
You can.
But
It's
React,
totally
I think,
possible.
is probably the more popular one.
Yep.
All right, so join us next week at the same time.
Thursdays at 1 p.m.
Thank you so much for watching today, and we hope to see you next time.
Thanks, guys. Bye. Now I get to vote.